Actually, I should probably get the rankings up first.
Get the rankings, you stupid shit. Hurry! Hurry!
It's up, Alex. You're yelling at nothing.
Yeah, Alex.
I'm yelling at you, you sexy Jesus fuck. Anyway, welcome to the Skoop Sportz podcast. I'm Alex. Next to me, we got the Jesus lookalike, Will.
Hi.
He said I wouldn't say it. I'd said it. And welcome to, I lost count, the 7th episode of the Skoop Sportz podcast.
Yeah, it's about right. You'll know it when you see it. There you go.
Yeah.
It goes and casually looks what episode it is.
All right, so week 11, Marshall had a big win over FAU.
That is a huge win. That's an understatement. We expected, and Katie last week said it was going to be under a touchdown game. Mm-hmm. I had the feeling that Marshall's defense was going to pop off in this game, and it did. Shut down the passing game, which was huge because FAU came into this game as one of the best passing games in the conference. So that was huge that Marshall shut that down. Very limited turnovers again, which is great for Marshall's offense as well. Mm-hmm. We go into this week 75 week against UAB. That's obviously a game that we got to look out for as well. UAB is one of the better teams.
75 week is just a must win anyway.
Well, yeah, it's 75 week, but for terms of the conference, UAB is a tough matchup. So, as we mentioned last week, I'm losing my ability to English. Here we are.
I can tell.
As it was mentioned last week, we do out of the top teams in the conference, we do have the toughest schedule left. So, because this week we got UAB. Next week we got Charlotte, and that's probably the easiest one out of the 3 left. And then we got WKU to finish out the regular season. Big win for Marshall. It puts us firmly, I wouldn't say firmly in the driver's seat, but it takes away FAU as a threat now. So that's something we can look for. WKU, pretty sure still has to face them, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so that's going to be a huge matchup there. Honestly, hoping for FAU to win that game, but hey, here we are. But yeah, big win. So looking at the East standings, let's talk about that.
Oh, the East standings of Conference USA are like the NFC East standings. They're wide open.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's really
but
two
the
teams
NFC
at the top now.
East is bad.
It started to really.
Now,
we're now becoming more familiar with who is the better team.
Yes.
Who the better teams are. Right now, the top teams in the East are Marshall and Western Kentucky.
I can't wait for that game.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, if those two teams went out rest of the way, that game's about to be great. Are you going to be there?
We have our friend John in the background, by the way.
Yeah, he just wanted to watch us do this. Are you going to be there, John?
I will be there.
Okay. Better be.
Shout out to John.
Anyways.
He's just here.
But yeah, wide open. Very important game, obviously, on rivalry weekend, so we just got to look out for that. If you're a Marshall fan and you fucking watch this, how about you show up to the game? Fill up the Joan, please.
Exactly.
Be awesome.
Stop by our tailgate.
Anyways, you made a mistake here. Cincinnati is not still number 6. They are number 5.
Well, they were number 6 whenever I was writing
Well,
this,
it's because
so.
it wasn't released yet.
Fuck yeah.
Anyway, Cincinnati is number 5 now. They've moved up to number 5.
Thank God.
So,
well, in a way, not thank God, because they kind of had a struggle when against.
Yeah, and I'm finally starting to question why Cincinnati moved up, because
the committee may be right, and I don't want the committee to be right.
I mean, yeah, that is true. Like, they should have blown out a 3-win Tulsa. That should have been an easy game.
Yes.
The rest of the way should be easy games, really. I mean, I don't want to discredit anyone they're facing, but it's Cincinnati, and if you're wanting to be a playoff team, you got in a group of 5 conference, you got to blow out everyone. Mm-hmm. It can't be close. So
it's the only way to win the committee over. It's the harsh reality of college football. Not everyone's as goated as Alabama or Georgia,
and that's stupid to me. But whatever. But yeah, I mean, get nice. Cincinnati's number 5, but they gotta win more convincingly if they want to actually make it. They got a 2-win South Florida team this week.
Jesus Christ!
So they gotta blow out South Florida, and they gotta do it convincingly. They can't make it a close game again. They've got to win convincingly. So. Yeah, just look out for that. But Cincinnati's number 5.
But Cincinnati's not going to be the only top 10 team that struggled this past.
Oh, there was a few that did.
Yeah, there was a few. Bama did against LSU, which was kind of surprising.
Oh yeah, that was a game that I was expecting Bama to really open up the offense a bit more. The offense has been explosive all season, but no, LSU kind of shut them down a little bit. I mean, Bama got the win, but it was
Ugly.
Yeah, it was very ugly, but Bama survived. They're number 3 now. No, number 2. Sorry, I was looking at the AP.
And
in the CFP, they are number 2.
And among the other top teams that struggled, we're going to go ahead and skip down to Michigan State, who got upset by Purdue. We said last week on the podcast that Purdue was a very dangerous team.
Oh, yeah. And
they done proved us right once again.
I picked Michigan State last week, but I had the gut feeling that Purdue was going to win that game.
I think everyone, me, you, and Katie, picked Michigan State.
Yeah, we did. And, no, Purdue kind of shut them down again. Like, it was just another instance of... Imagine if Purdue would win the games that they're supposed to win.
Yeah, they'd be
undefeated. Everyone would talk about Purdue as a sleeper. But no, it's not going to happen now because Purdue can't win the games that they're supposed to win. So it's like, what do you do there? But Michigan State is, I think firmly out of... It's now firmly out, I think, out of the playoff picture, personally. Yes. But they can still come back, I guess, but we'll see. But... Ohio State also struggled. That's another thing I think.
Yeah, I thought Ohio State struggled, but I wasn't sure.
Ohio State was number 5 last week. They moved up to number 4.
So now they're in the playoff.
Yes. So they're in there right now. We'll talk more about the rankings in a bit. Another one, WKU crushing the Raiders. They crushed Middle Tennessee last week.
And should Marshall be concerned about that?
That's definitely a concern. The offense is explosive for WKU. I mean, I know, and we're Marshall fans. We hate WKU, but we're not going to be biased. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, so obviously one of the things that we need to look out for. Obviously, Bailey Zapp is an incredible quarterback. You know, his stats show it. His performance against the Blue Raiders showed that. You know, WKU has an all-around good team, and it's something that Marshall should be looking out for, should be afraid of.
Yeah.
You know, that is something that come rivalry weekend should be a main concern, is learning how to shut down Bailey Zapp, because the running game, I wouldn't say for WKU, is incredible.
No, that's the passing game we got to look at.
The passing game is something that Marshall needs to learn to shut down.
And they kind of did against FAU.
And that really kind of gives me hope, but it's still something that Marshall needs to look out
for. But it's still Western, so.
Yes.
Tops are always dangerous. Doesn't matter the situation they're in. Yep. Got to look out for the tops.
So
now, considering that Western blew out Middle Tennessee and Marshall beat FAU, which was a huge win for them, this is making the game at the Joan look a little more interesting.
Oh yes. Let's take a look at the rankings, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
All right. So looking at the CFP, right now the top 2 stay the same: Georgia and Alabama. In the AP, Georgia is still
Bama.
In the AP poll, Georgia is still the unanimous number 1 with all 63 first place votes. Sitting at number 3, moving up a spot, is Oregon. Okay.
All right.
Okay. I mean, Oregon kind of had a slow start, but they pulled away in the end. So, Oregon, you're fine. Ohio State struggled against, what was it, Nebraska? Yeah. Nebraska. And they moved up a spot after a win. So, Ohio State is now in the top 4. So, the playoff looks like this: Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, and Ohio State. So, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. But right now, that's how it's looking. Number 5, moving up a spot, is Cincinnati. After a struggle win against Tulsa, they needed 3 goal line stands to beat Tulsa. 3. And they had Tulsa had multiple chances to win that game, too. The only reason Cincinnati lost that or won that game is because of the fact that Tulsa failed their opportunities to come back and win.
Yeah.
So, questionable number 5 for Cincinnati. I think they should have stayed at number 6. But, hey, not complaining. Cincinnati's at number 5. Moving up another spot is Michigan. This is one that actually got a lot of people a little pissed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Michigan moving up above Michigan State. I can kind of see why, because Michigan State beat Michigan, but
they lost to Purdue.
Yeah, and Michigan kind of bounced back. So, I don't know. That's just how it looks right now. So, the two on the outside looking in are Cincinnati and Michigan. Sitting at number 7 after moving down 4 spots after a loss to Purdue is Michigan State. Don't really have to say much there. They lost in pretty convincing fashion to an unranked team.
We covered it.
Yeah, we already covered that. So
pretty decent.
40-29. That's a bad loss. Staying at number 8, and I've actually questioned this a bit. Number 8, Oklahoma. They're undefeated. Oklahoma. I think they should be in the play.
Why are they this low?
I'm going to be real. I think they should be number 5.
What in the hell is Alabama, Oregon, and Ohio State doing in the playoff?
I can understand Bama because their
Shit.
loss to Texas A&M is actually kind of okay.
I almost fell.
Their loss to Texas A&M is actually kind of okay. So that's why I'm like, okay, well, Bama deserves to be up there.
Yeah, why is an undefeated team 9-0 and ranked number 8? That's kind of doing them injustice.
And a Power 5 team.
Yeah, that's kind of doing them injustice.
But I think personally Oklahoma should be where Cincinnati is right now, and Cincinnati should be staying at number 6. But that's just me. That's what I believe. But Oklahoma, as it stands right now, is number 8, and not even close to the playoff picture right now. Number 9, and this looks good for Cincinnati, is Notre Dame. Notre Dame's 8-1. They moved up a spot. I don't remember who they faced. I apologize. I didn't really pay attention. But Notre Dame's number 9 as it stands. Sitting in the top 10 to round it out is Oklahoma State. They're 8-1. They got a win this past week. Sitting at number 11, and this looks okay for Bama as well. Moving up 3 spots is Texas A&M. This one sucks to say too. Moving down 3 spots after a loss to North Carolina is Wake Forest.
Wake Forest lost. Oh my God.
That was upsetting. I'm a little upset over that. But it's okay.
I'm scared.
It's okay.
I'm scared.
Wake Forest is still kind of firmly in the driver's seat for the ACC though, so I'm gonna give them that. Moving down a spot after a loss is Baylor. No, they didn't lose.
They won.
No, they didn't. Wait, hey. I actually don't know who they faced. They faced Oklahoma this week.
Oh, they lost. No, they
didn't
faced them
lose.
this week.
Yeah, they didn't lose. But Baylor faces Oklahoma. They had a bye week. They moved down a spot. They faced Oklahoma this week. That is a must-win for Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. For them to be
as well as Baylor.
Oh yeah, Baylor definitely. But I don't think Baylor's in the playoff contention.
No, they're not.
Baylor's goal here.
They've lost too many games.
Yeah, Baylor's goal here now, I think, is to knock Oklahoma out of the conversation for the Big 12. Mm-hmm. Thing is, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Oklahoma wins that game, but we'll get to that in a bit.
Piece of shit, you done ruined the prediction.
I'm sorry, but I had to say that. But this is a huge game for both teams. Oklahoma, if they win, I think they should definitely be firmly in the conversation for the playoff.
Yes.
If they win that game. Baylor's the toughest team yet that they faced, so we'll have to look out for that. Sitting at number 14 is BYU. I still don't get why this is personally. I don't see why BYU is that high. They won against an FCS team. Congratulations. Ole Miss moves up a spot after a win. That's fine. Ole Miss is fine for me. NC State moved up 3 spots after they got a win.
Who'd they play?
I don't remember.
Good question.
I'll have to look for that.
Okay, we can do that.
Moving down, I don't agree. I can kind of agree with this, actually. They lost. Moving down 4 spots after a pretty bad loss to Texas A&M is number 17, Auburn. Auburn moved down a bit after losing to
Texas A&M now owns the entire state of Alabama.
Yeah, they beat. Yeah, this is actually the second time that a team that Texas A&M has done that. They did it back in 2013 as well.
Whenever they got Johnny Manziel. Yeah, I figured.
They beat Auburn and Bama in the same year. Moving up 3 spots, and our red hot right now is Wisconsin. Wisconsin's 6-3. They moved up 3 spots up to 18. Moving all the way from not being ranked to 19th is Purdue after a big win over Michigan State.
Oh, they're ranked now?
Yeah, they're ranked. They're 19th.
I just got a peep at number 23, and I'm happy.
Yep. Moving up 2 spots is Iowa. I'm just going to speed through the rest of these. Moving up 4 spots to 21st is Pittsburgh. Moving up 2 spots to number 22 is San Diego State. They're 8-1. They should be higher. I'm sorry. Their 1 loss is respectable, I'd say. Yay! Finally, they weren't ranked last week. They're 9-0. Is UTSA? They're number 23.
Meat.
When they're 15th in the AP poll.
Meat, bitch.
UTSA is actually 15th in the AP poll.
Thank God.
But and then rounding out is Utah and Arkansas. Arkansas's up there
6-3.
Mm-hmm. So, both.
Wait, Arkansas's back. Oh, welcome back, Arkansas. How was your trip to the basement?
Yeah. Drop from the rankings was Mississippi State at 17th. Number 18, Kentucky. That sucks. Number 20, Minnesota. And number 23, Fresno State. So.
All right, you know what time it is, Will?
It's time for them predictions.
Before my goddamn computer dies, yeah, we got to go to predictions.
Time for them predictions. Woohoo! So the first game up, I've already given my pick, is number 8, Oklahoma, at number 13, Baylor.
You had to ruin the first pick, you stupid
I
bitch.
apologize, but I just kind of got in, talking about it, and I just had to say it. I'm sorry. But Yeah, I pick Oklahoma in this one because I feel like Oklahoma's really. I don't care how bad they've looked in games. Since they switched quarterbacks, they've looked much better.
Yes.
I do believe Oklahoma.
I think it has something to do with Spencer Rattler being a douche.
It's most definitely Spencer Rattler.
But him being a douche.
In all seriousness, I do think Oklahoma pulls away in this game. They'll outscore Baylor. Baylor's defense will make it interesting, and I do think the run game will also do the same thing. But I think Oklahoma pulls away in this one. Give me Oklahoma by double digits. I think they'll win. I think they'll win pretty convincingly here.
I'm also going to take Oklahoma here, and so is ESPN. The matchup predictor of ESPN says that Oklahoma has a 68.0% chance to win, and Vegas is also going to take Oklahoma by 5.5. Let's see, next game, Mississippi State at 13 Auburn.
It's 17 Auburn, but yeah, he put these up before the rankings dropped.
Yep.
So it's number 17 Auburn against unranked Mississippi State.
Yep.
And I mean, I think it's obvious to look at who the better team is, really.
Yep.
Mississippi State's been kind of a back and forth team.
Yep.
They're like, okay, they'll get a big win one week, but then they'll get a bad loss the next.
Yep.
I'm picking Auburn in this one by at least 10.
Yep.
They'll win and cover this game. They'll win and cover this game.
Yep, I'm picking Auburn as well. And the matchup predictor for ESPN, brought to you by Yup, is picking Auburn with a 66.8%.
Brought to you by Yup.
Yup. We got our first sponsor, guys. I'm kidding. And Vegas is also going to pick Auburn by 5.5. Let's see.
Next game up. This one is very interesting. Number 19 Purdue against number 4 Ohio State.
Dude, Purdue's dangerous.
Purdue's very dangerous, and I'm actually tempted to pick them again. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm actually tempted. No, but looking at the stats, it's obvious that Ohio State's the better team. But I mean, you gotta look at what Purdue has done.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, they beat number 3 last week as an unranked team. They're number 19 now.
They beat number 2.
Yeah, and they beat number 2 earlier on in the season too. They beat number 2 and number 3. They could possibly beat number 4, and that's gonna get people talking. I already know it. Although, like, if Purdue wasn't dangerous, I wouldn't have such a hard time picking this.
Yeah, the Purdue's dangerous. They're always dangerous. It's kind of why I put it on here.
Yeah, I know. But Ohio State's favored by 20.
Yeah. Well, Purdue.
Yeah, I know. I think this loss will definitely kick Ohio State out of the playoff contention.
Oh, for sure.
That's a definite.
Well, they'd be a 2-loss team, and they're losing.
I'm going to pick Ohio State. It's going to be close. Ohio State is definitely on upset alert.
Yes.
But I'm going to pick Ohio State, and they're not going to cover.
Well,
I think they'll win by 10, not 20.
You know what? I'll pick Purdue. I'll go where my
You're picking Purdue.
I'll go where my heart's telling me this time,
All right.
Will.
Purdue wins. I won't pick against them the rest of the season. Being real.
The matchup predictor
will have my attention.
The matchup predictor for ESPN is gonna say that Ohio State has a 91% chance to win, and you know what? They're probably right. Although I'm going where my heart's telling me.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
I'm following my heart.
My heart.
And Vegas is picking Ohio State by 20. You know what they say? I have my heart beat to the beat of the drums.
Anyways, moving on. We got Minnesota against number 20, Iowa. Iowa's favored by 5.5.
Oh, are they now?
And this is a closer game than what I was anticipating going into this season. Going this far into the season, I didn't expect this to be a close game at all.
To the beat of the drums.
It's at Kinnick. I almost said Ohio State, my bad. Iowa has been a good team. It's just, I don't know. I haven't really paid much attention to Minnesota this year. I'm going to be real. I've slept on them a lot. They're quietly 6-3. Neither team's passing game is that great. So I can't go off of that. Both teams have pretty sound defenses. This is gonna be a defensive battle for sure. I definitely believe that. It's gonna be a slugfest.
Yes.
But I'm gonna take Iowa in a very close game. I'm gonna take Iowa in a very close game. They're gonna bounce back from struggle wins against Northwestern last week, and then a bad loss to Wisconsin. I do think they're going to bounce back on their homecoming. I believe it's homecoming, right?
Is it?
I think. I don't know. I mean, they haven't had. I don't know. I don't know when their homecoming is. They're coming back home to Kinnick, and they're facing Minnesota. It's going to be a slugfest. Give me Iowa. Give me Iowa by 3. They don't cover.
I'm also going to take Iowa. And so is ESPN. The matchup matchup of predictors brought to you by Yup is picking Iowa by 68.7% chance to win. And Vegas is also going to pick Iowa by 5.5. All right.
Next game up, we got number 11 Texas A&M taking on number 15 Ole Miss.
Why did they not?
This one's going to be high scoring. This one's going to be high scoring.
Yes.
Like we're looking at a shootout.
High octane,
high scoring. Matt Corral's still playing hurt though. He's still playing hurt. Texas A&M has been very slept on because they're a 2-loss team.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, I mean, I don't know.
So is Miss.
Ole Miss is slept on, but I feel like they've kind of digressed a lot. That's why I'm not really been too high on Ole Miss anymore. Like after they lost the second time, that was it for me personally.
Oh really?
Yeah, that was it. I just kind of lost interest in them. Texas A&M, on the other hand, since they beat Bama, they've been very good.
They've been hot.
They've been very, very good. So it's hard to pick against Texas A&M. It's a 2.5-point spread. It's a toss-up and a half. And I really, really want to pick Ole Miss here, but I'm going to go with Texas A&M in a shootout. It's going to be a very close game as it's advertised here. But I'm going to take Calzada in the offense. I think Texas A&M gets it done in a team effort.
I'm also going to pick A&M, and so is ESPN's actually going to pick Miss with a 55.3% chance to win.
It's because of that offense.
Yeah.
It's because of that offense and.
But Ole Miss's defense is shit, so that's why.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like Texas A&M's going to win this one because they have a solid defense.
Yeah, and
I do think it's going to be a shootout though because I think Ole Miss will get past the defense, but I don't think it's going to be enough to beat them.
Yeah. And then Vegas is also going to pick A&M by 2.5. We are breezing through these, aren't we? All right, we got NC State at Wake Forest.
This is a big game for the ACC.
Yes.
Number 16 versus number 12. Big matchup here. Didn't think, just like how we all expected, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big matchup to decide the ACC. Yeah. Yeah, we totally predicted that to start the season.
No,
totally.
fuck, we didn't.
Nah, but in all seriousness, Wake Forest, somehow, okay, this is confusing. Last week against North Carolina, you know how they're in the same conference? It was a non-conference game, which is weird. But it was for them to start playing more.
I don't even know.
I don't know, but that Wake Forest is still undefeated in conference play, apparently. But, whatever. Wake Forest has a goated offense. Very good offense behind Sam Hartman. NC State's been shown to put up some points too, but they've also shown to have a solid defense as well. I do think that this is going to be a very, very high-scoring game, despite NC State's defense. Both quarterbacks are very good. Two of the best quarterbacks in the country are going to face off in this game. I think Wake Forest gets it done, though. I think Wake Forest will get it done. They'll win a shootout. Give me Wake at home.
Oh, you gonna take Wake?
I'm gonna take Wake.
You gonna take Wake?
I'm gonna take Wake.
Give me a minute. Let me think on this. Yeah, I'm gonna take Wake as well. So anyway, ESPN's gonna go ahead and pick NC Central with the 57.2.
NC Central.
State. Jesus Christ. Where is my brain at?
And the spread is 1.5.
Yeah, and the spreads. Who's the spread in favor of? Is it in favor of
Wake?
Okay. Wake by 1.5 according to Vegas.
All right, let's see here. We got
number 9 Notre Dame at Virginia.
This one's a sleeper. Virginia's got a crazy offense as well. Like a lot of good offenses this year.
Oh yeah. Well, that's just a new wave of college football for you.
Yeah, apparently. Armstrong is the leading quarterback in the country in yards.
Yes.
57 yards. He's fucking insane. Virginia has one of the best offenses in the country because of it. However, Notre Dame, I'd say their offense has been a bit more efficient when it comes to the touchdown, interception. I'm actually gonna have a harder time picking this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I am, because I know how people are. They're gonna pick Notre Dame out of instinct, seeing that number 9 next to their name. But honestly,
That's why we go into the stats.
But honestly, looking at this, I honestly am gonna pick Virginia
Oh?
in an upset. I think Virginia gets it done.
Oh, really?
Like, Virginia in their offense, Notre Dame hasn't shown to be able to stop very good against the passing game.
It's not very good.
It's not good at all. Virginia has torn up defenses all year with their passing game.
Well, they have. Remember when they upset Miami earlier this year?
That was huge. I mean, it's not as huge now, but
Yeah.
but I think and Virginia's shown strides on defense as well. Not enough to like lower point differential, but I think Virginia gets it done here. I think they'll shut down Notre Dame.
Wait, hang on. Question: if North Carolina isn't in the ACC with them, where the hell are they?
They are in the ACC. It was a non-conference game so they can start playing more. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. But it counts as a non-conference game even though they're in the same conference. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I know. But whatever. But no, give me Virginia. I think they win in an upset.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and pick Notre Dame. I'm going to be most people will. I'm picking Notre Dame. ESPN is going to also pick Notre Dame with a 55.3% chance to win. And Vegas is also going to pick Notre Dame with a 5.5-point favorite. Yeah, that makes sense. Totally worded that right.
Next game up is Nevada at number 22, San Diego State.
I thought they were 21.
22. Another sleeper game.
Yep.
Another sleeper game. Nevada is 7-2. This will
thank God I pay attention, right?
This will help decide part of the Mountain West. This is huge. This is a huge game for that conference. Carson Strong's one of the best quarterbacks in the country as well, as far as yardage goes. Nevada has been that team. Like, they've been the team. They upset. I'm pretty sure they upset Fresno State recently.
They did.
Yes, they did. That was huge. I think Nevada does it again.
Oh, my God.
I think Nevada does it again. I think Nevada's offense is very slept on. The defense has kept games close, which is why I know you may not be too convinced about them. Mm-hmm. I think Nevada will get it done here. San Diego State's been kind of skating along with their wins, and their loss to Fresno State kind of proved that they aren't really that incredible against the better teams in the conference. I mean, they beat Air Force, but who else have they beaten? You know?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
81-yard punt.
I am gonna pick Nevada here in another upset. I'm just full of them today.
You really are. You're full of shit. That's what you are.
I just got the gut feeling that Nevada's gonna get it done here.
Well, I'm gonna go with San Diego State, and so is ESPN. They're picking San Diego State with a 56.4% chance to win, and Vegas is also picking San Diego State by 2.5. But pay attention to that one. That's a toss-up. All right, now we get into the fun part.
Oh yeah, the rivals WVU at Kansas State. I'll let you.
WVU is 4-5. Can I point and laugh?
Okay, so with this game, and we won't be covering the Ohio game. It was already played yesterday.
Yep. In quotes, I put in all caps. Ohio played Tuesday. God damn it.
And they won. So.
Great. Awesome. Who did they play? Oh, Eastern Michigan. Another shitty
An upset.
team. Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, Ohio. You're in the record books twice now.
But, I just passed by the Alabama game. It's a 51.5-point spread.
That's hilarious.
That's not fair. That's fucking bullying.
It's bullying me.
Anyways, back to the topic. West Virginia, Kansas State. West Virginia, again, has been back and forth.
We don't know.
You don't know what's going to happen with them.
No.
They're 4-5 right now. Had a pretty bad week last week.
I'm so glad you were wrong. Didn't you pick WVU?
I did not. I picked Oklahoma State.
I seem to recall.
I just remember Katie saying. I remember Katie.
Yeah, I
saying,
remember he got mad at you about something, but then he said that you called him Big Brother. That's why he got mad. Yeah, I remember that. Shout out to Moonshine Throwdown, who's on the show last week.
I love that guy.
He's a pretty cool dude. Go follow him on Twitter.
Fuck yes. But no, I'm gonna pick Kansas State in this one. I'm just not convinced that West Virginia can stop the run game of Kansas State. I'm not convinced. Deuce Vaughn is actually very slept on. I think he has a big game here. I think Kansas State wins at home.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm also going Kansas State. I mean, what? Did you really think that I put too much thought in? No. No, I'm not going to put too much
Well,
thought
I think about every game, so I can make sure I'm right or
Well,
wrong.
no, this one I'm not going to put too much thought in because it should be common sense. Kansas State looks better. They are better. They taste better. I
taste better.
I like purple more than yellow. So
Okay, fair enough. All right. But, yeah, matchup predictors got Kansas State winning 62.6% and a 6.5 point spread in favor of Kansas from Vegas.
which is great. All right, as we mentioned earlier, Ohio played Tuesday. God damn it!
we got a
What?
This is another sleeper.
Hello, Jalen. You're humping the glass. I really hope the MacBook picked that up. Here's John.
This is actually a sleeper as well, and here's why. I'll explain why in a sec. WKU at Rice. Rice is dangerous.
Yes, Rice is very dangerous. Even
Rice
though they're
is
3 and
dangerous.
6, they are very dangerous.
Yes, and they're typically bottom feeder. Don't let that fool you. They are very, very dangerous.
Take it from us.
Mhm.
Take it from us.
I mean, they upset UAB earlier.
Yeah, and they upset us last year.
Yeah, and that was huge. That's the only reason why UAB isn't up there with UTSA right now. And
Exactly.
honestly, this is fixing to be a closer game than what it's putting on to be.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we mentioned this before. WKU has the best offense in the conference. That is a most definite. Honestly, this is tough. I'm not going to pick the upset, though. I think WKU gets it done. But honestly, watch out for that game. I'm going to be real. I think WKU wins but doesn't cover.
If you, for some god unknown reason, pay attention to conference
It's gonna be a
USA
shootout.
and your team's not in the conference, look at this one. This is an interesting one. I'm also going to pick the toppers. So is ESPN. I got Western at an 89.7% chance to win, and the spread is 18 in favor of Kentucky from Vegas. All right,
And now
Here's the fun one.
UAB at Marshall.
75 week. Oh boy.
UAB at Marshall, and it just so happens to be very tough, very close, the toss-up. So this isn't just to decide the division, but this is a make-or-break game for both of our seasons.
Yes.
UAB is 6-3, 4-1 in the West. We are 6-3, 4-1 in the East. And this is 75 weeks, so it's obviously huge for us too.
Doesn't matter who we play. It's 75 week.
Yeah, and UAB has always been good. So, matchup predictor has us, but honestly, again, I think we win this game in the run game. I'm gonna be real. Watch out for McBride to have a good game though with running, because they have a solid run game as well. They're just like us. I do believe that we have the better run game though. In passing, we can run it down the field with passing, but,
In y'all's opinion, do you think Marshall will make it to the playoffs?
That's a definite no.
No.
No, the only way a group of 5 team can make it to the playoffs is if they go undefeated and have a good schedule and win convincingly.
Yep.
Which is what Cincinnati's doing right now. Well, kind of.
For the most part.
But no, with Marshall, I do think this is going to be a tough game. UAB has always been the team that's giving us issues. 2014 when we went 13-1, that was a close game that we almost lost.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a close game with UAB. I do think.
Unless it's 2011.
Well, it's almost always a close game with UAB.
Unless it's 2011. We beat the shit out of them.
But in all seriousness, I do think this is going to be a close one at the Joan. We're going to win it for the 75, though. Give me Marshall, and I think the defense and the run game gets it done.
How could you not pick against Marshall on 75 week? That's my question.
Marshall hasn't lost 75 week in how long?
A long time.
It's been a while. It's
Very
been a
long time.
very long time, so.
I'm going Marshall because I can't pick against them on 75 week. 1, it's a sin. 2,
I mean, Marshall's run game and the defense is really coming to its own.
their
now.
win percentage in 75 week is off the charts.
Oh, yes.
Insane.
And we're also at home.
Yes.
So
we're
that-
always
also
at home
add
for
that.
75 weeks.
I know, but being at home, it's
bigger.
The Zone is one of the toughest places to play in the country. So
Yes, because we're loud.
yes, and Marshall just goated there. So
Yeah. But ESPN's going to pick Marshall with a 68.3% chance to win, and Vegas is also going to pick Marshall by 4.5. So another game to watch out for. Huge game, 75-week, make or break the season for both teams. And that's where we'll leave it today.
let me come to some breaking news that I found out today. Actually, please, we didn't add this
Alright.
as a talking point. Middle Tennessee has decided to stay in the Conference USA over the MAC. Yes,
They what?
they've decided to stay in the Conference USA over the MAC.
Oh my God.
So Middle Tennessee will be sticking around.
Okay.
Yes.
Not us. We're gone.
WKU has not confirmed their place yet.
All right.
That is something to look out for. Honestly, I'd expect WKU to stay in the Conference USA too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the MAC would be a big fit for them too.
Yes.
I can kind of understand why Middle Tennessee wants to stay in the Conference USA because it fits their travel better.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in Tennessee, and most of the MAC teams are up where the Big Ten teams are.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and that's up in the northern part of the U.S. So, I mean, yeah, that I can understand why Middle Tennessee wants to stick around. I would honestly understand why Western Kentucky would want to stick around too.
Mm-hmm.
But, we'll see. I mean, that's just some breaking news that I found out today. And I forgot to add on earlier during the talking points. Middle Tennessee is staying in the Conference USA. So the confirmed teams right now, La Tech is still there. Who else? We got FIU sticking around. Now Middle Tennessee. UTEP sticking around. They haven't made a move yet. Adding on Sam Houston State from the FCS. New Mexico State will be joining. We got Jacksonville State also joining from the FCS.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one more, Liberty.
Yep.
Liberty will be there. Liberty's a huge addition.
Yeah.
Liberty's a big addition. So
Liberty's gonna smoke all of them, though.
Oh, Liberty's gonna kick ass.
Yeah.
Liberty's gonna kick ass in the Conference USA. So
on that note, we are going to go ahead and end the podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to drop a sub over here on the YouTube channel, and
Yes,
don't
sir.
forget to go follow Moonshine Throwdown on Twitter. I'll leave his stuff in the description once again. And thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys later, and go Herd.
bye.
I had to add it in at least one episode.
Bye.